Hello, listeners. This is Lee Price.
This is Will Ford from Football 365.
And you're listening smartly to At the Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast, although I would describe it as the Chelsea FC podcast.
Magical from Eden Hazard. Kai Havertz in the Champions League final. Ivanovic! In the middle, it's just behind him. But it's tapped in by Hakim Ziyech. Matic with the ball driver. Matic takes the net off.
It's time for another episode of At the Bridge Pod, your number one Chelsea FC podcast. Coming up on this episode,
there are a load of free agents on the market this summer. Which ones do we think should improve Chelsea? Well, should, would, who knows? I'm going to pick something stupid, you just know. Oh, welcome back everyone to another episode of At the Bridge Pod. I'm joined in a virtual room filled with lions. Some of them I've got Berth, I've got Chris. Oh, it's a trio. But hey, moments from the weekend. Come on, don't choose England, losers.
I will choose England because it was pretty good. But I did have a national five-a-side tournament yesterday, which is pretty good. We got to the quarterfinals, lost on penalties.
It
is. Pretty
you needed
good.
A water bottle.
Goal scorer.
You need a water bottle.
Goal scorer. He did need a water bowl.
You got top goal scorer.
I got top goal scorer. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was absolutely dynamite on my left foot. I'm naturally quite a defensive player, but yeah, I was absolutely banging them in.
Wow.
But yeah, it was good fun anyway. And obviously, it's a national tournament. Getting to a quarter final, it's no harm in that. And yeah, that was good fun.
Fair play. I mean, did you score one goal and the rest were 0-0s and penalties?
No, I actually scored. I scored 6 goals.
Wow, nice.
6 goals. One of them was a penalty, but I also scored the penalty in the shootout as well. So, call me Cole Palmer.
Not quite penalty merchant. Chris, what about yourself?
Aside from the England game, well, the England result, not so much the game.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Aside from the England result, I had my first pre-season training session. It was really good. New team. So I met all the lads for the first time. I know most of them anyway, but there's like probably half the squad that I didn't know. Really good setup, really good session. It killed me. I'm not gonna lie. But like in a good way, like it wasn't just running. It was like all ball work, but just hard and high intensity. But yeah. So my advice to anyone going to a football session, which is going to be high intensity, is don't have Weetabix beforehand.
You know what's funny though, Chris? So Phil Sargent, friend of the show, by the way, give him a shout out here, is the manager of your new team, isn't he? And he'll be listening to this. But what I will say,
he does listen.
Off air,
I went to college with him.
If you are listening, Phil, if you listen to this, right, Chris actually said off air that it was really easy and he wants to up the intensity of the training session and he only wants to work on fitness. So
yeah, Chris actually said he just wants the bleep test. Just repeat.
Yeah. You
just
know
repeat.
how much I love fitness.
I love the
bleep tests. Yeah, that's what he asked for. So,
you know what? For me, honestly, it was nearly the first weekend where I didn't have one, and I mean, it was a tough weekend for me personally. That's depressive. But hey, I found first of all, I found out that around the NFL, which is, as many listeners know, my favourite pod, has ceased to exist. It's a big deal for me. I mean, this is a show that inspired me to help, as well as Birth, to get into Well, it didn't inspire Birth, but it inspired me to do podcasting. Birth inspired me to do the show. And that show has also helped inspire the vibe and some episodes that we do for you listeners. So yeah, that sucked. But hey, when all hope was lost, there was a shining light in a high-vis kit. Our own Messinho, Esteval Willian. He scored a beauty of a solo goal for Palmeiras. And if you haven't seen it, he makes a run from the halfway line. His pace beats everyone. He cuts in on his left foot and... It really was. It was it was beauty. We've got him. I don't know when he's coming, but 2 years? I don't know. I don't know the rules. I'm so excited. He could be Neymar. Just hopefully better injury.
He could be. He could be Neymar. He might not be.
No,
he might not be.
I'm trying to think of a Brazilian that came to our club that flopped. Not many. Not really.
There's got to be one, surely. Surely there's got to be one.
There's not loads, though, to be fair, when you think about it, because Ramirez was really good.
Top player, David Luiz.
David Luiz.
William
was like me.
Alex.
Alex is a
yeah.
Oscar.
Oscar.
Fuck anyone who says Alex Pato wasn't, because he got 1 in 2.
What about
Good enough.
what about the left back? What was his name?
Philippe Luis. He scored
Philippe
a free
Luis.
kick. Scored a free kick, won the title, left.
He weren't great though, was he?
Yeah.
He weren't great.
But he's
Perfect
never a
title
bad
record.
player. Never a bad player. Just didn't really play, did he?
Yeah, that's fair.
I guess Lucas Piat's on, but he didn't play either. It's not his fault.
Pato.
I referred that earlier. You're not allowed Pato. Pato is a saint. I love Pato.
No, he was shit.
He wasn't. I'm not having it. Look, before we dive into news, we've got Shevva shout outs. We have a double hat trick. 6 of the best. He's made them pay, and that completes a wonderful double hat trick. We have 6. I will read all bloody 6 out as well. I promise. So, Josh Thompson, insightful and inspiring. Hey lads, I've been wanting to write a review for a while because I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate the hard work and time, passion you put into making these shows. They really make a difference in my week, and I enjoy listening to the show when I'm down or just need a laugh. Also, I'm a latecomer to the soccer, apology for being American, world, and didn't start following Chelsea until the 2020 window. What a window it was. Surrounded by experts and soccer addicts here in the States, the 4 of you have helped turn my terrible takes into actual valid opinions. I'm grateful for each of you, especially Chris, because Enzo is woeful. Anyway, sorry for the length of the review. Just love the pod and love you, lads. Well, thank you. Chris will love that.
Yeah, that's my favourite one so far. Fair play. What a legend.
Jake, 134676333357. Said, great listen.
There's surely no way. Surely no way.
Right,
Has that many numbers.
That's what he's
Right,
chosen. Supporting from Kansas City, Missouri in America. Started following Chelsea in 2018. Have been listening starting this off-season. Finally saw the bridge in real life for the final game of the season. Any recommendations on game day plans for when I come back next year? Also, please give Mudryk a fade and Brazilian nickname so he can sell him for a profit.
Good. That's a good one.
Mudrydinho. There we go. Mudrydinho.
I've just taken the street food. There's always street food. There's always someone selling street food. It's cheaper as well than inside the stadium.
Yeah,
Is it?
true.
Is it?
Well,
it's still not
London's
cheap,
London,
is
isn't it? It's London.
It's still not cheap. Yeah.
No, nothing really is. Mad Stanborg. Oh, I'm going to love this one. An indispensable podcast for any Chelsea fan. Greeting from Denmark. You've already won. As a dedicated Chelsea fan, I cannot praise this podcast enough. The hosts consistently deliver engaging and informative content that is both relevant and entertaining. Their in-depth match analysis, tactical discussions, and club updates ensure that you always feel well informed about everything happening in and around Chelsea. There is a perfect balance between professionalism and humour, making each episode a joy to listen to. If you're a Chelsea fan and not already listening to this pod, you're missing out. It's undoubtedly a 5-star experience that brings you close to the club and everything we love about Chelsea. Keep the blue flag flying high. Wow.
That is
beautiful.
That's a really nice one.
That is good. This one is from Shrike11. I haven't read any of these, by the way, till we do this. So ChatGPT loves At the Bridge Pod. It's Saturday night. I've got my popcorn, got my drink, and ready to sit down and have ChatGPT write a 5-star review for At the Bridge Pod, pasted without any changes. I'm a little disappointed, if I'm honest. Thought it would have been funnier. Absolutely essential for any Chelsea FC fan, At the Bridge Pod delivers insightful analysis, engaging discussions, and exclusive interviews that delve deep into the heart of everything Chelsea. Each episode is expertly crafted, offering a perfect blend of current affairs, historical context, and fan perspectives. The hosts are not only knowledgeable, but also incredibly passionate, making every minute a joy to listen to. Whether you're a diehard blue or simply curious about the club's journey, this podcast is a must listen. It's informative, entertaining, and consistently delivers top-notch content. Truly the premier Chelsea FC podcast out there. You know what? Thank you, ChatGPT. Marcus Rashford, he does that. He uses that place, so it's worked out well for him. Yeah. 2 more. CMR 9191. Congratulations. Great show, lads. Enjoy the great discussions and knowledge. A great way to get into Chelsea info in the US. I always compare my weekends to yours to see whose was better. Unfortunately, you guys usually win. Don't think this weekend, mate. Are any of you traveling to the States for the pre-season matches? Oh, I bloody wish I could.
Yeah, I wish I could.
Yeah, I wish I could, but sadly not.
It's so expensive over here because of half term. Everything is so expensive. Oh, and finally, Ben SCFC has said, the best Chelsea podcast out there. I've been following you guys for around a year now, and I am in the Discord community. Look forward to listening to the pod every week. Keep up the good work, lads, and up the Chelsea. Thank you very much. In fact, thank you for all 6. Awesome.
Yeah, brilliant.
I still find it mad that there's people in the US listening to this.
It's incredible.
I still find it mad that people actually think we're knowledgeable and very professional, to be honest with you.
Oh, well, we all know what one review we had, which informed us that we know nothing.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
It's like, things are expensive. We can't go to every single, we try and watch every game, and we usually do. Yeah, you can't go to every game. It's very expensive, and we do have jobs and other stuff we have to pay for. On that note, let's hit some news. Well, 2 huge signings were made over the weekend. First off, Sonia Bonpastor added PSG forward Sandy Baltimore. 30 goals in 111 PSG Division 1 games, a Coupe de France winner 3 times over, Champions League runner-up, 1 French title to a name. One of the most satisfying names to say as well, Sandy Baltimore. It's beautiful. I love it. So that's Julia Bartel and Sandy joining the roster. And then on the men's side, Fabrizio Romano dropped a huge exclusive that no one saw coming, that Chelsea agreed a deal to sign FC Basel defender Renato Veiga for 14 million euros. Long-term deal, always is. Everyone lost their goddamn minds, and that's despite Riccardo Calafiori, who is the hottest defensive property of the summer right now, playing for literally the exact same club last year. I've actually seen Veiga play, sort of, but why do people lose their minds over a signing they've never heard of before, guys?
Because it's the unknown, isn't it? Like, if Calafiori, right, hadn't played in the Euros, no one. If we was going to sign him and he didn't play in the Euros, people are, why are we signing him? Why are we signing him? But because I saw him in the Euros, I think we have to sign him. It's just because I don't know him, they haven't seen him. Oh, he plays for Basel. We're not going to know what he plays like. That's just facts. We don't watch that football on TV. We don't. So it's just the unknown, and I think that's why people just lose their minds.
He was in the Serie A team of the season, though. I'll give him that.
Yeah, no.
So people did know of him.
Yeah, Calafiori, okay, fair enough. He very good last year in Serie A, but Veiga, obviously, no one literally knows. No one's probably ever seen him play. No, so that's why he could turn up and be unbelievable. You don't know. So, yeah.
Chris, what do you think?
To be fair, people like to lose their minds either way now. If you sign someone, they do it, and if you don't sign someone, they do exactly the same. So,
yeah.
I mean, I'd have preferred Calafiori. I just think he's a bit more like polished and more of the finished article, which is more of what I think we need. I honestly cannot comment on Veiga because I've never seen him. I haven't seen a single minute of him play, so I can't be really positive and I can't be really negative. I'm like proper fence sitting.
He can play left back and Sergio defensive mid.
So you know, I mean, it's one of them. Like, he's versatile from what I've heard on social media about him from more credible people though than just the normal people who claim to have seen every single minute of him play last season. He's got good potential. He's versatile, can play numerous positions. It's a fee that I don't think you can moan about too much, can you? In the modern market, when you're paying 14, 15 million, I mean,
a Chelsea signing
that for.
A Chelsea signing that has potential is a very Chelsea bumper sticker, isn't it? Has potential.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's our new thing, though, isn't it? Like, I think we all just have to sort of get on board with that now. It's another signing, though, isn't it? Which is like, meh.
I mean,
you can't be excited.
No, I think I can see your point.
You don't know who he is.
But I mean, there's so many players that Chelsea signed that no one knew about. I mean, Alex, Thiago, Kalou, Azpilicueta. I mean, and then obviously you've got, like, for other clubs, you've got Lewandowski at Dortmund, Van Persie to Arsenal, Kante to Leicester. I did some research, and just because you haven't heard of them, it don't mean they're a bad player. I mean, we do live in a world where scouts are everywhere, but that doesn't make you... I think that kind of makes me more intrigued because he's clearly been scouted by our club, and we've moved quick. And I look at it this way. Remember when we signed Malo Gusto? Not a single one of you listening probably thought baller, bargain. And now look. So yeah, it does make me think though that Kukre is going to be the starter and he's back up and taxi to Manchester for Chilwell. I think. I do not see it. You've got to get the bid in. You've got to get the bid in, but I can see Chilwell getting sold.
I could see Chilwell getting sold now too.
Because of the injuries. Right, more news, because I didn't have this in the news until this morning. Should we talk about Moises Caicedo? He was talking to Radio La Red, and he said, at Brighton, it was all tactical, just with the ball. Tactical. And at Chelsea, it was run. And it was very difficult for me. With Chelsea, I always ran a bit more, and with Brighton, we almost always had the ball. With Chelsea, it was a different football, and we had to run more. Well, that's not very good on Poch, is it? And it gets a little worse. Since February, my agent hired a person who reviews my matches and what I have to improve, how to position myself and mentally. It helped take pressure off me because I was thinking more about they paid a lot of money for me. I have to perform well. I wasn't focused, not showing my level. After my agent hired that person, I started to improve and gain more confidence. Bloody, I mean, in all my years covering Chelsea for this show, and indeed probably just as a football supporter, I don't think I've ever encountered such a damning situation where a player felt compelled to hire their own manager due to the tactical deficiencies of the current one. I can sort of see why Poch was fucking fired. I don't know what you thought, but...
I think that's a bit harsh, to be honest. I think...
I mean, he did improve, though.
But really what he's saying there, though, is that at Brighton, they was a possession-based team, and Poch's teams wasn't possession based, but we knew that when we hired him. So it wasn't a shock. His Tottenham team never dominated possession. They played high intensity counter press and counter attack. And that's what we did last season. So it wasn't really a shock. And I don't think it's an indictment on Poch. It's just two different ways of playing. It doesn't sound great when you say it like, it makes it sound like he didn't have any tactics, but he did. He just had different ones. I mean, fair play to Caicedo for hiring someone to help with his mentality. It just seems like he had a bit of a weak mentality to start with. That, you know, all he was thinking about was the price.
He did improve.
Tag. Yeah, exactly. It's a fair play. But that is a big thing now. Sports psychologists are a big thing now in all sports, not just football. So I just think people will use that to beat, as like a stick to beat Poch with, but I think it just shows that he come from a team which was highly possession based into essentially a counter-attacking team. Well, you always are going to have to run more.
I mean, it's not a surprise. I mean, Carl Walker, I saw that as well. He said something similar about Pochettino. He just loved a lot of running. That seemed to be a big thing. Probably what Gallagher was really loved. He just runs. Yeah. What do you think, Berth? What do you think?
Yeah, the thing is with professional footballers, none of them seem to like running, which is crazy, really.
Well,
none of them do. None of them like pressing. You speak to all these managers, all the players that have like playing under managers that have a high intensity training and running. None of them really have a great word to say about it. They just say it's far too intense. It's horrible. It's not nice. You look at the amount of players who have come out against Conte and said his training was too much. Capello was the same. People hated his training because it's too much, too intense. People just footballers, they don't like running, and that's what it is. And Caicedo, fair play to him. Probably a bit of a risk taking a sports psychologist on board, but you know what? He sort of saw improvements on it. He became a really, really good and important player for us towards the end of the season, and obviously now he's kind of going to have to adapt again, maybe back to that possession-based sort of style that he was like at Brighton. Hopefully, he'll feel more confident in the role, and we'll see an even better Caicedo at the start of next season. But yeah, it doesn't sound good on Poch, but I do think it's harsh to say it's sort of damning on him because it's just a different style of play, really, and that's all it's down to.
Okay, I should have put that in the Del Horno hot take. Anyway, look, today we're going to step up to the podium. We'll each be drafting 2 free agents that we think Chelsea should make this summer transfer window. The pool this summer is a little bare. Chris did point that out to me earlier. He's got a point. There are some quality players out there though, but free agency this year seems it's a bit underwhelming. You're already probably turning off because that's not enthusiastic, is it? But there are two rules. There are always two rules. We're going to pick two each. Snake draft. The draft order was going to be, according to the randomizer, Ollie, Mike, Berth, and Chris. And well, Ollie's not here. So it's me. I get to go first, which I didn't expect, but my picks. So, first pick, I've gone Memphis Depay. So,
Okay.
No, silence. Everywhere silence.
Okay.
No, he was. I mean, to be fair, I've come into this draft, FYI, with two players, and you've just took one.
Wow,
So
that's positive.
It's not
At
ideal.
least we're in agreement, and not just a headband.
I'll be honest. I'll be
headband,
honest. Now, I am a Memphis Depay hater, and this is going to come back to bite me on Wednesday when he scores the winner against England. But I've never rated him.
He has such a great name. He wears a headband.
No, great name. Looks really cool.
He looks
and
so cool.
He's that maverick sort of player that just will hit a shot from like 30 yards and score when he's played shit the whole game. He's that sort of player. But for Chelsea and what we need, I think you have to stay away from Depay.
I mean, what happened last year? I mean, another club added to the career path, another flash of brilliance. Underwhelming conclusion. That's kind of normal, but he always brings flair wherever we go. I mean, he's worn the kit to PSV, Man United, Lyon, Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid. I mean, that is a career path that's stellar. I mean, wow. But yeah, he did. To be fair, he didn't quite live up to the hype, did he? But hey, look, move to Chelsea, perfect reset. We need a goal scorer with flair. In my eyes, we do. I know he only scored 5 times in 23, but I like the headband and the vibe, and I could see Stamford Bridge just being a stage for him. It could end underwhelmingly, but hey, look, he could play off Jackson, he could play off Palmer. I just think it'd be fun. I mean, it would be fun. He'd probably flop, but I don't care. It's fun. I want to see more fun. We need more fun in the team. Berth, who've you got first pick?
I've gone for a free agent who I'm still amazed no one has picked up, and that's David De Gea.
I'm leaving.
Chris is no.
I thought he'd be the first pick for whoever went first, to be honest with you, but I think De Gea still is a class keeper, and I think when you're looking at our weak points in the team, I don't mind Petrovic. Sanchez, I think, is a bit of a liability, but De Gea will produce world-class saves. Not amazing with his feet, don't get me wrong, but as far as a shot stopper goes, I think he's one of the best has been in the past 10 or so years. So I think on a free, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Are you not worried the fact that he hasn't played for a year?
There is that.
That bugged me a bit. I mean, I know you're a goalkeeper, but you've still got to have reflexes. How was his training?
It's him or Robert Sanchez, though. I'd rather have De Gea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd agree. I'd agree.
That's quite fair, actually. Chris, have you got any emergency ones? Rafa Varane's gone now. He's off to Como.
I'm looking at the list now, mate, and I'll be honest with you. This could be the worst year for free agents ever. This is absolutely awful. There's like barely any good players on here, let alone ones who I think would improve our team.
You don't think Alexis Sanchez?
Another keeper, Cone Castells. I thought he had a decent tournament for Belgium, actually, in the Euros.
That's not a bad shout.
That's pretty good. That's
and I do think we do really need a keeper. I'm not confident in either of our keepers going into the season.
I don't think many people are.
And you know what? Just for pure vibes, let's get Marco Reus.
Yeah, I think he's going to MLS, but hey, you know what? Can't disagree there.
Why not? Let's do it. I mean,
he's injury prone.
Look at the other options here. I mean, I'm not picking Che Adams or Anthony Martial, am I? Let's be fair.
He's got a Ballon d'Or clause. It could activate.
My God! I mean, that is shocking, isn't it?
Who did we put a Ballon d'Or clause? Oh, Esteval William. He could get that. I'm starting to be quite convinced. Berth, who was your next pick?
I don't know if he's still a free agent, but is Adrien Rabiot still a free agent?
He's still a free agent. He's still a free agent.
Yeah.
He is my next pick. Every time I know he's had issues in the past at club level, but every time I watch him for France, he's been incredible for them. Genuinely, really, really good.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's technically a very good player. Gets about a pitch a lot. Got the odd goal in him. I do think he's one of those marquee signs. If you got on a free, you'd actually think this could be a real good bit of business because he's experienced now. Technically gifted, It's just whether his head's screwed on right. But I think that had a real different dynamic to our midfield. So I think, I'd go for Rabiot next.
You know what?
Good player, to be fair.
He is pretty decent. I can't fault you there. My final one. We lost Thiago Silva, didn't we, over the summer? He's alive. He's alive. But I thought, why not replace one veteran with another veteran? It's Sergio Ramos. I love him.
Oh yeah, good shout. Yeah.
I mean, most people don't love him, but I love Chelsea. Most people don't love Chelsea. So you kind of see where I'm going with this. You need a bit of bite in our team, and Luis Suarez is not a free agent at the moment, and I would welcome Ramos on a 1-year deal just for the leadership. The mindset, he's a bloody winner, and he will go down as one of the greatest defenders of all time, and his signing might be the only way you can tempt me to purchasing next season's kit. I was like, I just don't bloody like it.
That's fair.
That's literally, I mean, it will never happen because our club don't like players over a certain age. That's why I'm really shocked that Dewsbury Hall signed, because he's old compared to our other signings.
He is also pretty past it though, Ramos, to be fair.
I know.
He didn't have a great year at Sevilla, did he?
No. I mean, the other player I was thinking of, Simon Kjær, but I've watched him play for Denmark, and
I can't believe,
right?
Gone. I can't believe no one's picked Luka Modric, especially you, Chris.
He's signed a deal, hasn't he?
Signed a new deal at Real Madrid. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I didn't realise that.
Midfielders. There's one actually that knows Maresca well. I know.
Wilfred Ndidi.
That's exactly where I'm going.
Ndidi, yeah.
Remember last summer, before you think that who wanted him, last summer I pulled this up just for this exact episode. This was the two clubs I found that were interested in. Barcelona looked at him but weren't interested. Nottingham Forest and Bayern Munich both were interested in him. I just love the contrast between the two clubs. You got Bayern Munich, Nottingham Forest.
I wonder which one he would have chose.
I swear, you'd be surprised. Who was it that turned down Barcelona? He's from Hull. I don't know. Josh.
Oh, Philogene.
Yeah.
Philogene.
I'm not. There was options Ipswich. I'm like, mate, please don't turn down Barcelona for Ipswich Town. No disrespect here, but come on, you're living in Barcelona. Barcelona,
that's crazy, isn't it?
No,
Ipswich is nice for anyone that's.
I know, but Barcelona is Barcelona. It's like when Tom Ince turned down one of the Milan clubs to play for Hull. Like, what are you doing? You can live in Italy for a year. I would do that.
But I think the problem with that is people watch Tom Ince play, and I think he knew his level.
Other free agents that are on the list, well, some of these have gone now, but Rabiot, Hermoso, Guido Rodriguez, Rafa Varani's gone. Che Adams is on there. Alex Barungua. Don't know who he is. Sorry, I don't.
He was excellent for me on a FIFA career mode at Torino.
Bloody hell! So bring him in.
Bring him in.
Kalichi Iheanacho?
No, thanks.
Okay. Ryan Sessegnon.
Oh my God. Do you remember when he was like the next big thing?
Yeah, he was so good for Fulham. I had his FIFA Ultimate card. He was incredible as a super sub. Didn't do anything for Spurs.
No,
nothing.
Shit.
Who else is on there? Thiago, he's retired. Bertrand Traore could come back. Nicolas Pepe. Remember, he was going to be the next Hazard. He was at Lille. He just sucked at Arsenal.
That is a transfer, though. It doesn't get spoke about enough. Like 72 million Arsenal paid for him.
It's insane.
If that was us, they'd still be talking about it.
Yes, it's so right. They paid 70 million. I mean, I remember when they signed him, I was a little jealous and worried because I watched him at Lille and thought, he has the Hazard element. He was able to just take that team and elevate them, just like Hazard. He's coming to the Premier League, big fee. Every club wanted him. I know we looked at him and Liverpool. He did nothing for us. Nothing. I mean, he was
awful.
He had flashes of brilliance, but I mean, they were really, really small flashes, like camera phone flashes. It wasn't lightning. It was a real shame. I mean, I don't even know where I don't know where he was playing. Turkey, was it?
Yeah, he's been all over the place, I think.
I'll have to... Nicolas Pepe, I'm going to have to check this. Because I'm
pretty sure he was in Turkey at like Trabzonspor or something.
How is he 29? Wow. Okay, that's mad. Okay, he went from Lille to Arsenal, then to Nice on loan, and then Trabzonspor.
Yeah. Shit. Jesus. Failed in Turkey. That's embarrassing.
He could go and play for Mourinho's Galatasaray.
Yeah, I don't think Mourinho would like him, to be honest with you.
No, because he's shit.
That's because
Yeah,
he doesn't
yeah.
manage Galatasaray, manages Fenerbahce. Don't know why I said that. Sorry. It's not
God,
Galatasaray. Awkward. Fenerbahce. Yeah. I still can't wait to watch him at Fenerbahce. That's going to be completely insane. If anything, Mourinho will love that. This season will be incredible.
The theatre there will be unreal, won't it?
It's so Jose. It is so Jose. I mean, I'm actually shocked that Thiago's retired, but he was very injury prone.
The Liverpool Thiago.
Yeah, Barcelona, Bayern, icon-ish.
Injury prone though, weren't he? Very injury prone.
Scored a great goal.
One of the most satisfying goals I've ever seen in my life.
Lovely goal.
Very injured, very injury prone. Great player, don't get me wrong, but just
it's a real shame.
Feel bad for him, really. Yeah, you feel bad for him, really.
It happens to a few Spanish midfielders because Isco was the same, wasn't he? He was like Spain's next big midfielder, and then kept getting injured.
He was another one. I mean, Thiago's only 33, which isn't really old especially for a midfielder of his ability. Because look at Xavi and Iniesta, similar mold. I mean, he was the heir to Xavi, and they sit there, and obviously just injuries.
I can't remember the last time I actually seen him play.
I really cannot remember. I know he got injured again when he came on as a sub, because I remember that. It was definitely this year. But
he was sort of at Liverpool, but not really there, weren't he?
He played 24 games in 2020-21, 25 in 21-22, 18 in 22-23, and this season he played one, which is the one he got injured in. And he played
one game.
5 minutes he played against Arsenal, and then he got injured again.
We thought Lavia was bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Lavia got more minutes than him. Oh dear. That's not a very good thing, is it? Awkward. Well, there's our draft. It was we did say the pool was very dry. It was so dry. We found some droplets of water. But we moved to our question segment, Quaresma's questions, and Rubion has asked, I swear I put Rubicon. It should be Rubicon, but more states. We need Federico Chiesa. He's leaving. I mean, what do you think?
No. Wow. No, I don't think we should. He had one good tournament, but I think he's had a couple of bad injuries. Very patchy at best. I don't think he'd be suited to the Premier League. Too many risks for me. I just don't think he'd quite cut it in the Prem.
You know what? I do love this guy. I can't believe he's already 26. And I remember when he made the move, and I was gutted he chose Juventus after Fiorentina, because that's just the way of the world, isn't it, in Serie A? But that's the thing. You just said, I'm thinking, could he adapt to the Premier League? Because would he be a success like Marcos Alonso was, or a bust like Quaresma? That's the question. Chris?
Well, this is it.
Chris?
My problem with Chiesa is he is very patchy. So he's either great or awful. His injury record isn't great either. I'd probably say he is better than anything we've got to play on the left hand side currently, though. And I think they're only asking 20 million euros. So I wouldn't be gutted if we signed him, but it wouldn't be one I'd be rushing out to go and get either.
He did miss a whole year due to that knee injury. That is a big worry.
He is a good player, but it'd be another signing where you think he doesn't come in and instantly improve our team. But he wouldn't be. But look, for what would that be? Like 17-18 million pounds? It wouldn't be the worst risk to take either.
True. Funnily enough, I've mentioned him but Julian said, thoughts on a Marcos Alonso free agent return. This was also asked by James via the Spotify comment section.
No.
Yeah. No.
I'd
take him back in a heartbeat, but I play him as a backup striker. And I'm actually serious, because
Marcos Alonso, right, is one of the biggest.
He's a cheat code. He's a cheat code.
The amount of goals the big goals he got as well. Like he's
against
one
Spurs.
of the most underrated players we've ever had, I think.
I mean, we don't,
great.
As a wing back though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't.
He was pretty shit at left back, wasn't he?
Well, look, we don't need the left back cover. We don't really need left wing back cover, but he's always there as the option if we need it. But just play him as a forward. Play him as a bloody impact sub. I mean, the chaos it would cause would be beautiful. Just do it. Football's about fun. I kept saying this episode, fun. We need more fun at Chelsea. Bring him back. Backup striker. Fun.
I actually can't believe, though, in the time that he was with us, that he didn't play up front, like even for like 10 minutes at the end of a game when we needed a goal. I can't believe he didn't just play up
look
front.
At the managers we had. Conte, Sarri, they don't scream fun.
He was such a good finisher, though, weren't he, to be fair?
Yeah, it was great, yeah.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, like I said, fun. We've got
Shit
Enzo. Yeah. I mean,
really bad at Barca, wasn't he?
Wasn't the best time.
Didn't even score goals for them.
I think he scored one. I remember one goal. I remember it on the Twitter. Yeah, he's got a La Liga title though. So what can you say?
Fair play to him.
Right. I also forgot he won the Champions League with us because he was part of our team, wasn't he? Before he left.
Yeah.
He was.
Wow. He scored in the second leg, didn't he? Against.
Of course he did.
Who was it we played?
You sure he did?
Don't know.
Yeah.
No, it was Emerson.
It was Emerson.
And we all remember.
Yes,
of course he did, because we all know how Berth and I felt when the handball thing. That
was that. I remember that.
His finish at the Bernabeu. Wow.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
PTSD, genuinely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Ross Turnbull's Tenaball, and the category is Real Madrid. There's two of you, so you've got to work together here. You just got to tell me every Frenchman to play for Real Madrid since 1990. You only need 10, and there are 15 on the list. And no, Mbappe does not count because he hasn't played. So yeah, if you can get, let's
get Zidane out the way.
Yeah, Zidane.
Zinedine Zidane is on there.
Nicolas Anelka's got to be on there.
That's 2.
Yeah.
Makalele, yes. Benzema is indeed.
Lassana Diarra.
5.
Ferland Mendy.
6.
Good shout. Varane.
Yes, indeed. 7.
Here's one for you. Areola.
8. How did you remember that? Fair play.
Wow, fair play, but that's good knowledge, that.
Because when I did this quiz solo, I didn't get Areola. I'd forgot.
Oh my god! Actually, you know what? Here we go. Here's another one. Julian Faubert.
Oh, I was just thinking him.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about Faubert when he fell asleep on the bench. Legend.
Yeah.
Everyone forgets Di Stefano looking at him going, "Who's this guy?" You're on 9, so you need 1.
One more.
It's not too difficult. There's some good names left.
I'm trying to think here. Oh, Chris, what's happening here? Come on.
I don't know.
I've gone blank.
Wow.
Since 1990, you said, didn't you?
Yeah,
so
these are
basically our whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
French person played for Real since I've been alive.
Yes. Come on, you can do this.
They must have some now.
Well, yeah, they do. They definitely do.
I mean, we're not counting Mbappe, are we?
No. Chouameni.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Camavinga as well.
Yes.
Camavinga as well. Yeah.
You didn't say Christian Karambou.
Don't know who that is.
Really?
He's legend.
Yeah. Theo Hernandez or Theo Hernandez, whichever you wish to say. And my two favourites that you never said, Enzo and Lucas Zidane. Because it's not Zinedine, is it? Yes, his son. I wonder how they got to play for Real Madrid. And can you guess the manager that gave them that debut?
Was it Zinedine Zidane by any chance?
It actually was Zinedine. He gave debuts to Enzo and Lucas Zidane. I don't know why. He chose to. He saw something in them. I don't know.
One of them's a keeper, isn't it?
Yeah. Luco, I think. Luca.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's any good.
Well,
it won't matter, will it?
No. Lucas Zidane currently plays for Granada in the Spanish second division, are they now?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, Spanish second division.
Secunda, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
let's. You know what? Because I'm actually curious. Let's look at Enzo. Enzo Zidane plays for. I am not pronouncing that, but he's 29 and he hasn't had a club for.
to be fair,
a year.
Maldini did the same with his son, didn't he? When now he's director at AC Milan.
To be fair, his dad was very good. Cesare Maldini was a very bloody good player.
Yeah.
Daniel isn't as good, but
no, he hasn't quite followed on the legacy, has he?
No, he's all right. Oh, apparently there's another two players. You've got Theo Zidane, who just left Real Madrid B.
Oh.
Yeah, that's about it. And
how many kids has Zidane got?
I was going to say, he's got
four.
A lot of little Zidanes.
He's got Enzo, Luca, Elias, and Theo. Elias was
all boys.
left. Yeah.
Mad in it though.
Elias is a centre back.
Imagine being that good
starting
at
his own five-a-side team.
None of your kids. Imagine
they've got a goalkeeper as well.
None of your kids being good at football. Imagine that.
Oh,
well, really good at football.
Oh,
imagine that.
That must actually be embarrassing.
Well,
when you was as good as Zidane, you must think, how were none of you good at this?
Yeah.
Oh my word. Right, that is. Thank you for listening. Treat yourself well. We'll be back on Friday or Thursday. We never choose. We just pick one. You know what? We're actually going to be looking at. I think it was an Ollie suggestion. So if he's not on the show, wow, it was Chelsea.
Him.
Yeah, Chelsea players entering the Last Chance Saloon. I already know one on Chris's list.
Yes, yes, I'm looking forward to that.
I've already got my list in my head. I don't know how many we'll probably go with 2 each. That's going to be really hard for some of us. Mainly,
can we dibs on certain players, please?
Yeah, well, yeah, I already know one you're going with. I've got one for me, so yeah, we'll see. Look, that'll be us for now. Signing off. You've been listening to At the Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram by searching for At the Bridge Pod. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, leaving us a review is always appreciated.